This will be What If Deku was the reincarnation of the dinosaurs part 2. Sorry about the slow start. Let's get right back into it. So after we left off last time, Deku had just been saved by Aizawa from the things, although he could have just stopped it, let's be honest. But you know, he didn't. So this test of Deku's strength makes him curious, and he's wondering about this as he's taken properly to the hospital, as he had almost broken his nails, which they find weird because he was just punched by a goddamn robot, so they would think that more than his nails are going to be damaged. But his nails were basically broken in. A few of them were broken in. As these months go by, well, not months, like a week goes by until his nails are fully healed. And now they're harder than ever, though, when he tries them out on some trees and stuff. He realizes that he must acquire what he just did before. Whatever that dinosaur was named, whatever the hell that was, until a Bakugou comes out of nowhere, smashing down to the ground, and then straight up punching him in the arm. I mean, dude, that was awesome. He went bro, that was so cool. My God, what was that thing, anyways? I don't know, Kachan. Oh, fucking, I can't say Kachan. It's so nerdy. Anyways, Deku embarrassed, blushing, and also happy that Kachan's actually, buddy with him now, apparently. When did that happen? He starts explaining what happened, and Bakugou gets all excited and is getting really amped up as explosions happen in his eyes and on his hands. He says, "Come on, try it again. Try it on me." And he's like, No, not this time. No, we're not doing that. He's like, "No, try me, Deku." God, such a weakling. I'm not Kachan. Come on, quit it. Come on, he pushes him. Just like our training, eh? Fuse it into your nails, try it. Fine, you asked for it. Not me. I didn't. Fucking. You asked for this, not me. He bends down, trying to activate his nails, but he can't as he gets punched away by Bakugou. Bakugou says, "That's it. Come on, Deku. You've got more than that." Deku tries to focus even harder on his nails. It just won't happen. Feathers start to appear on his neck and his hands, but nothing big. He gets kicked in the stomach away by Bakugou. "Come on, Deku. You've got more than this. Do it again. I said do it again!" As he jumps in the air at Deku. This is in the middle of a park, so, they're just bashing through all of these freaking things until Deku finally stands up on one knee. A kid behind him, he says to, Go now. He says, "Why don't you try some of your body parts again, Deku? Come on, I'm waiting." Deku! As he charges as fast as he can, aiming up a gigantic explosion at his stomach. Deku's legs all of a sudden start to glow, as his nails also start to glow. But this time it was a reddish color, plus the black on his nails. Suddenly, Bakugou's punch missed. What the? Deku appears behind him, a certain growl. He says, "Clever girl." As he tries to throw a punch behind him, it misses again. What the? Deku appears above him, aiming a strike down onto his back, slashing him across the back. The growl is heard again. It's a velociraptor, guys. Velociraptor Deku. Goddamn, this is so fucking awesome. Anyways, Bakugou's like, "We're friends, right?" Ah, shit, he paralyzed me. Paralyzing talons, eh? Nice. We can call it here. But Deku doesn't stop. As he reaches down, the Velociraptor Deku's mouth gapes wide open. The nails crowd, Bakugou. Deku? Deku! We're just playing, right? As All Might comes out of nowhere, punching away Deku away into a nearby building. Detroit Smash! I hope you're all right, young whoever you are. Do you need help? Jesus, what did you do to Deku? Oh, he'll be fine, trust me. They always are. I doubt it. You just first or dot him in a frickin' tavern. So, Deku wakes up again without his transformation anymore, as he's properly introduced to, All For One finally. All For One delivers his little invitation thing to UA. Deku is in complete just what is happening? Bakugou's in complete shock too, because he's like he shakes the hands with like All For One, and a certain gleam returns to his eyes, that one of when he was a kid, enlightening Deku and bringing him back to the situation that he was. All of his scales and the green line that was irradiating off of his eyes of bloodlust had gone away. All For One's like, I must be off. See you at the high school. They're like, wait, what day is it? It's Monday, dude. Shit! So yeah, they like get going to the thing. He's like, hey, could you do that? It's taken a while to get to the school. He's like, I don't. Did you see what happened? I almost killed you. And he's like, yeah, I know, but just for a little time, come on. I might eat a person, Bakugou. So yeah, no, Bakugou continues to tease him on trying to get him to use his Velociraptor thing. So then they get to school, All For One at the teaching thing. I still think that's funny, the buff-ass All For One just like... I mean, One For All, shit. One For All just like pointing at the board and shit. Be kind of funny. So Aizawa isn't there suspiciously this time. And Deku looks around for him each day, finding everything else, and all the students start to take consideration into having him on their team when it comes to the certain sports stuff. They go to the inauguration as All For One still, no, One For All, damn it, still holds the class, so they still go to the inauguration instead of the instead of the test. So nobody's in danger, so that's interesting. Then Deku in the sports thing, he uses a bit of the raptor power that he's able to control in his legs and not having to use the talons, but he has to unlock the legs with the talons. So it's just tiny upgrade to his speed, which is enough to get past most of the class, understandably. Then, jump. I actually don't know just average, I guess. Then the ball throw. I feel like he would turn into Stegosaurus and punt that thing as hard as he can with his tail, but then his tail gets spiked onto it. That'd be so funny. Yeah, but like, pops the ball and stuff. He's like, oh no. Aizawa, is off in the corner, kind of like listening in. He takes the place of All For One in this situation. Then suddenly the place, as you know, what was it? Oh yeah, Heroes versus Villains. Right. Deku is put up against Kacchan, of course. Wait, no, actually, let's have Kacchan with him. Yeah. Let's have him with a team with him. Oh, let's have him against Todoroki and Ida. That sounds really cool. Yeah. Okay. So basically, they're put on a team together, Kacchan and Deku. Now they kind of Deku tries to make a plan. Okay, he tries his hardest to try to get Bakugou to make a plan with him. And he's like, "Nah, you're just a human eater. You'll just get in my way." He starts blasting down. He's like, "Classic Kacchan again, eh?" And Kacchan's like, "What's that? Speak again, mortal." Deku's like, "Dude, oh my god." I have to be on a team with him. So yeah, they go throughout the place, and then suddenly Tenya comes out of nowhere with a flying leg kick, taking out Bakugou. But Bakugou, it appears, has captured his leg and throws him to the ground, aiming up a gigantic blast at him until he has his right arm iced over. Todoroki, coming out of nowhere, Deku suddenly grows claws and legs as he jumps straight at Todoroki. Todoroki, able to fight back against this, of course, suddenly makes an ice wall. Deku bonks onto this thing because he's a raptor. He's not able to get crushed like an ice thing. So then he suddenly turns into a Stegosaurus and uses his spiked tail to try to pierce through it. But even cracking the ice won't get him far. I have to think harder. There has to be a way, as he's consistently firing fire onto Bakugou, who's unable to get away fast enough and is consistently getting burned by this and being held down by Ida, you know, consistently trying to trip him and stuff. You know, Bakugou is held down, and Deku has to think harder as he's bashing and bashing and bashing through the ice. Nothing will happen. He just keeps on creating more. He needs a way to smash all of it. All of it. All of it! As he crouches down again, he focuses, okay, this is not weird, on his tailbone. Suddenly, he starts growing a club tail, and his head grows to have some armor shielding on it. The rest of his body turning to a barrel-shaped Ankylosaurus, bashing through all of the ice this time. He charges straight at Todoroki, making more ice walls, but Deku's charge is unstoppable. Bashing through all of it, he finally tackles Todoroki, allowing Bakugou to blow up Tenya, who runs away. As Todoroki is captured and knocked out, Tenya is the only one left. Let's be honest here, okay? Just Ida against Deku. I mean, the raptor is almost as fast as Ida. Not almost as fast, like around his speed. But when he goes into a super burst, he's not able to catch up. Okay? So let's not sugarcoat it. He's not going to be able to beat Wolf of Deku and Bakugou. But Bakugou is significantly harmed from all of this, including some fractures in his ankle, which were presents from what was his shit? I was just saying his name. Oh my god, this name thing is gonna kill me. The reciprocal burst dude. Of course, this pisses off Bakugou so goddamn much that he unlocks his he starts firing a gigantic explosion behind him. Releasing one of his gauntlets, he explodes Tenya out of the window and onto the street. You're looking ragdolled right now. And she's like, that is from my shin. Asshole. Oh, and he falls to the ground. Deku just walks up and touches the bomb. Heroes win? Were they heroes? I don't know. But yeah, no, that's that consumes that. And then what happens next? Shoot, I forget what happens next. They learn in class, and suddenly they have a new teacher in class. Aizawa. This very much surprises Deku. As he sees Aizawa, he's like, hey, I know him, but also like, oh no, I shouldn't say anything. So basically, Aizawa kind of like calls on him and says, you know, show a little bit of your power. Show him what you got. He's like, what do you mean? Show us a new transformation. Right now. Right here, right now. Come on, kid. You can do it. Any ideas on how to improve your quirks? I am open to all ideas. As an example, Deku here activates his quirks through multiple ways. Emotional trauma is a good way to get through it, but we're not here for that. How he unlocks it fully is by training those bodies. the certain parts of his body have unlocked potentials to be that of his ancestors. You see, he has a certain dinosaur blood. Part of his quirk is to unlock it, but each part of his body is made of each of those. So he'll unlock it through understanding it. But to understand their troubles, you have to experience what they've experienced. Which is, as you might expect from animals in the wild, is not exactly the greatest of experiences. Any ideas on how to unlock it? Many of them raise their hands, but he calls on Momo. She says, well, maybe if you... I don't have an idea for how to unlock them, but how to upgrade them is another one. You can increase your bone density just by hitting a metal rod or punching it. That might upgrade your talons, as you call them. Very good, Momo. Very good. Now, anybody have any ideas for the actual question? Momo's like, I tried. No, it was very helpful. Don't worry, Momo. Very cutie. Anyways, calling underage girls cuties. What does the internet come to now? Okay, enough of my ramblings. Suddenly Mita perks up, saying, just focus on all of them. Why focus on one when you've got all of them in your body? If every single part of your body can unlock one of the quirks, then just use all of them at the same time. Now, Momo, fucking Christ. The pink one, okay? I can't remember the names. Slime Girl. Deku blushes, saying, I've tried that. It's the original reason why Aizawa is here. To control it, Aizawa retorts. Yes, I remember exactly the day. When you came into the training camp. The Nomu training camp. The Nomu training camp? What does that mean? Tenya perks up, asking. That's classified. Anyways, that'll be it for your lesson. So, that ends that lesson. I just did that to give you a little bit of a background on that. Alright, so Aizawa becomes a part of the regular schedule throughout the next month, I guess you could say. Month? Yeah, I think it's a month. Until the UA, until they start to go to the UA thing. So on the bus there, everybody's discussing Deku's quirk, talking about it as Aizawa wanted them to. Them all asking, Ida, how does his work, maybe that'll help Deku's, and they are actually quite the same when you think about it. They're both built off of their skeletal structures, and they actually studied this in class. Basically, Aizawa just taught them about Deku. That's about it, just to defend themselves against him, I guess. But, on the bus ride, they're all talking about him, and this pushes him back. This makes him part of the front group, front of the bus. So when they get off and go into the sports festival, Aizawa holds back, making sure that there's no issues and stuff. As All For One stands proudly in front of all the students, he says that this is your sports thing. Each of the places you'll be rescuing people and simulating fighting villains. Now, first off, as he points it around, a gigantic portal enters as Tomura and Kyogiri exit, with the Nomu closely behind. Wait, no, not close behind, sorry. They enter, and Tomura giving his, usual heroes are outdated speech and shit, basically commanding all of the armies to come out immediately. All For One interrupting this speech, immediately crashing down into the middle field of all of them. There's a new biome, by the way, a forest. All the way around, all the way in the middle, there's a gigantic forest. This is where they use for stealth and stuff. This was made for Deku, of course, courtesy of Aizawa. All For One says, I'm not gonna... One For All says, you think I'm just gonna let you talk? Foolish. just like the youngsters. Anyways, like just Detroit smashing like half the army away, and then jumping straight at Tomura, Iowa, uppercut, and then getting his hand caught by the Nomu. He looks up. A slight glint of fear in his eye appears. Tomura, laughing excitedly. This glint. It's quite exhilarating, isn't it? A fair fight with the first hero. Kill him, Nomu. So basically, yeah, the Nomu and him go at it early in the whole thing. Deku and the group are told to stay back, but Bakugou does not. Definitely does not. Suddenly everybody else is teleported to different biomes, Deku to the water, everybody's like the same thing. Except Bakugou. Bakugou charges ahead because he's much more tied to Alpha One this time. Now, he helps Alpha One so he doesn't get hurt as much, I think. So basically that helps a lot with Alpha One's injury. Making sure he doesn't die instantly. Deku being transported to the water biome, he doesn't exactly know what to do here. He's hovering over the water, trying to stay away from it, as his natural fears of all the animals inside of him being like, no, don't go in the water, don't go in the water. And he's like, what do you fear in the water? What could there be? All of the animals except one. Froppy is suddenly taken down to the depths as his courageous heart of a Tyrannosaurus beats, roaring out. A second animal also helps it, and a third and a fifth, until finally the right one spoke out. Dive. He jumps, dives straight into the water. Suddenly, a shadow is seen in the water. Flippers, a barrel-like body, and a long snout. Liopleurodon enters this arena. Yeah, that's right. It's that thing. Fucking hell, the gigantic water thing. 50 feet long. It's swimming around, eating every single one of them. Poking them out of water, just tearing them to shreds as it waves around in the tank. Rushing around in a circle, it starts to create a whirlpool which sucks in the boat of villains, crashing it and destroying it. He jumps out of the water from the Liopleurodon and changes into his raptor form, running as fast as he can to catch Asui. Asui just bashing straight into him, just falling right onto him. He almost gets crushed by this, but he's stronger than that, especially his legs. After he started, punching poles and stuff to increase his bone density, especially his nails have been getting better. Anyways, back to the story. He uses this to get Asui back to the main thing where freaking what was his name? Fuck! How do I not remember? Oh my god, I feel so bad. He's one of my favorite characters. Tenya. That's right. So that Tenya can take her to the hospital. Fuck Mineta. Then he goes back down into the forest biome where there's gigantic trees and gigantic, freaking shockwaves. This whole place reminded him of something. Reminded him of his home. He felt natural. Scales started to grow on his hands and his face, naturally, without his consent. Suddenly he could feel a roar. All the animals had been stirred up inside of him, and now they were tired of being held back. One came forward. The tree chopper. Utah raptor. As suddenly the scales start to turn blue. His body grew bigger, and the green glint in his eyes exuded fear across the forest. All the villains in the forest waiting in the trees felt something off, something wrong. It smelled like death. Suddenly one of them got slashed from behind as they could hear the scream. We must stick to our positions, but we're gonna die! Dude? Where'd you go? What the? As suddenly out from the bushes, he slices one's face in half. Its long, sharp nails covered in the blood, and the glint of the sunlight reflecting off of his scales could almost blind everybody around him. Suddenly dashing back into the forest, it slashes up more foes. With blood in his mouth and the smell of blood in the air, they started running. But running would not help them. So basically everybody was taken care of in the forest. Everywhere else, everything happens the same. But yeah. Oh, shoot. I'm over time. Sorry, everybody. That'll be it for this one. Part 2. 30 likes, and I'll do another one. Alright. It's been me, What If Study.